What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 35 of our Texas Rangers franchise. It's been maybe 15 days. It's been about 2 weeks since the last Texas Rangers upload. We took on the Houston Astros at their place and got a big-time W. And in today's episode, we're going to be taking on the New York Yankees. But first, we have the draft. Not a lot of scouting has been done with this particular draft class just because we are trying to get through year number 3 of this Rangers franchise and get into year 4, possibly year 5 at a relatively quicker pace because we do need to see or want to see how our young guys are going to perform at the major league level. Very much interested to see how guys like Roger Ashley, one of our starting pitchers, is going to perform once they get the call up. So looking at this draft class here, we've got Josh Gunter, a first baseman. I'm really just looking at kind of the corners, first, third, maybe the middle of the outfield and center field. Mostly because our center fielders are younger, like Leody Taveras, but he hasn't really taken the next step down in Double-A, at least not even enough to get the call up to Triple-A level baseball. It just hasn't been there. The production has not totally been there. We don't really need any pitchers. We've drafted that ad nauseum for the last couple of seasons. And we're very, very loaded as far as young pitching depth goes. But I did like this guy, Cedric Parks, but it's just not going to go. It's just not going to go for me. I'm looking at this guy, Don Parks. So we're going to go from Cedric to Don, and we're going to end up taking Don Parks here, center fielder, 22 years old. He's currently a 70 overall. Looks like he's going to have that C potential. And, you know, it's a safe bet type of pick. It's not anything that's going to really push us over the top. And as we just go ahead and simulate the rest of the draft, you saw that Ken Strickland pick, the third baseman. He looks like he's going to be a pretty decent one. But center fielder Parks has a 75 overall currently, that C potential. He looks like Lyle Riley, except into center field. Ken Strickland's a 68. He could get up to a 71. He's not a world beater by any means, but he does have some pop in that bat, which I do like. It's just the fielding. We got to work on him with the fielding. Probably our best pick of the draft is Trevor McCollum, a starting pitcher with a D potential. He is a little bit older at 24 from Canada. The other picks, those were honestly simulated. Fernando Dominguez, Jose Robles, and Will Kilgore. D potential players, D overall players right now. Not anybody that's going to push us over or that you would expect to make the major league roster at any point in this franchise series. Any point. At all. I don't see those guys doing anything when the time comes. But that's what happens when you make the playoffs and you have relatively good seasons. You're going to get pushed down in that draft order. So we do have to make sure that in the next couple seasons that we are hitting that big time. But we can see here when we just get into this gameplay against the New York Yankees, the team that knocked us out of the ALCS last season, we're going up against James Paxton, and Gary Sanchez throws the ball away over first baseman Luke Voigt. Pretty hilarious because I can't stand the New York Yankees. I love what we're doing here right now. We get a double, actually a single, but an error for Elvis Andrus, and then Chris Owings comes up big and gets a clutch RBI double. I should correct that one more time. It wasn't a double, nor was it a single. It was a reach on error by Sanchez, so Andrus is actually 0 for 1 on the game. But we see a little fly out here to center field. That's DJ LeMahieu that had the contact, had the hit, and then Gallo is going to strike out in a clutch situation here against the lefty James Paxton. Gallo struggling again against lefties on lefties. And then we get Ryan Zimmerman, a ground out to Didi Gregorius, but luckily we get that first run of the game out of the way, and that gives Shelby Miller some cushion in order to shut this Yankees offense down. And it's a good Yankees lineup. We are very well familiar with this lineup that took us out, that took our pitching staff out in that ALCS from just a year ago. So we get a ground ball here, actually back-to-back ground balls. Elvis Andrus able to make this play to first. So now we have 2 down in the bottom of the first inning here, and then Aaron Judge coming up. Miller flips a little 79-mile-an-hour curveball to get ahead 0-1. And then a fastball high and inside to Judge, and I don't think he was ready for that one. It's a pretty risky throw right there. A pretty risky pitch, especially to power hitting Judge. But he's going to pop out to Ryan Zimmerman in foul territory. And then the next inning, the top of the second, a full count with 2 down. And Rougned Odor, that's good for his 11th on the season. Awesome job by Odor to hang back a little bit and take Paxton deep. Next inning, bottom of the second, Giancarlo Stanton, the very first batter for the Yankees in this half of the inning. He's going to go for a solo home run. So we got that home run from Odor, and then Stanton gets it right back. So he gets the solo shot. It's going to be 2-1 here, bottom of the second still. And on an 0-2 count, Gary Sanchez is going to go deep. So just like that, the Rangers and Yankees are now tied at 2-2. Top of the third inning here, DJ LeMahieu is swinging and a miss at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball high and outside. Let's go to the top of the fourth, and Joey Gallo gonna get a solo shot for himself as the Rangers take, yet again, another lead on New York. It's gonna be 3-2 with nobody down here in the top of the fourth. Paxton cannot believe that this many home runs are flying out of here tonight in Yankee Stadium, but you know, I would believe it. I would believe it because it just doesn't stop in this short ballpark. It's 314 to right field to clear the deck. And that's exactly what Nomar Mazara is going to do after a base hit. So we had 2 runners. We had 1 runner on, and that's going to be good for a 2-run shot. It's going to be 5-2 Texas. We've got home runs from Odor, Gallo, and Mazara. Mazara being probably the big blow with that 2-run home run. And we see Lyle Riley actually gets a base hit. That's pretty rare. Let's go to the next inning here in the bottom of the fourth. We already have a runner on base, and Shelby Miller is just dealing at this point. 2 strikeouts in that inning, and that, my friends, is going to get us to the 5th. And Gallo going to strike out. High and inside off of James Paxton, and seems like he's kind of calmed down just a little bit. So we got Miller and Paxton going at it. And then Luke Voigt, he's going to go to deep center field. That's a big-time shot off the batter's eye. So Luke Voigt gets a home run, his 11th. We've had a lot of double-digit homer players here today in this action here. We've got Odor that got his 11th. Voigt gets his 11th. And then Ryan Zimmerman in the top of the 6th. James Paxton's day is done. We're going up against Holder, and he's going to get a home run. A solo shot. I mean, how do you explain this? The only way you can explain it is it's Yankee Stadium. It's a short ballpark. It's basically high school out here. Lyle Riley comes up in the top of the 7th after that home run. And he's going to line out to Aaron Judge. So he's hitting the ball hard. He got that base hit a little bit earlier. And then he hit the ball hard out here. I thought it was going to be a home run for him, but it wasn't meant to be. And then Chris Owings. Chris Owings is going to go deep. I mean, what is that? Chris Owings, a little small guy. 7 home runs in the 7th inning, and it's going to be 7-3 Texas. Okay. How do you spell Rangers? Rangers. That's 7 letters. I think the Rangers are going to get this win, guys. Shelby Miller with 79 pitches. I'm a numbers freak. But here we go, 7-3 here in the bottom of the 7th, and Chris Owings, I thought he made this play. I think he thought he made it too. The umpire said it's going to bounce off the wall, and it's going to be a base hit double for Gary Sanchez. Luke Voigt coming up, who had that home run earlier. You got to be careful with him, and it's just going to carry. So this is really what's happening, I think. You got it coupled with the fact that it's Yankee Stadium, 318 to left field, corner, and then the ball's just carrying. Wind must be blowing out. I think that's what's happening here in tonight's ball game. But it's going to still be 7-3 as Miller works out of a little bit of a mini jam right there. And we are now going to the top of the 8th inning where the Rangers can't do anything on their offensive side. And on the bottom of the 8th, after a base hit, we're going to get a double as Nomar Mazara can't come up with the baseball. He lets it drop, and he took a bad angle to it. And unfortunately, that's not going to get the job done. Didi Gregorius coming up, and he's going to send another long fly ball out to deep center field. And Owings makes a really good throw to hit Andrews at the cut. And the runner off of third goes to home on the sac fly. It's going to be 7-4. Gallo out in left makes this line drive catch, flips it just to get it back in, and the run is going to score. I believe that's Aaron Hicks with the runs scored. Aaron Judge with the sac fly. So it's 7-5 in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 down. And yeah, Giancarlo Stanton is looking to go deep here to get this game back to 7-6, a 1-run deficit for the Yankees, but not going to happen. Stanton strikes out, and Miller, after 98 pitches, is pitching really well. And Rougned Odor having a great game. He's going to get on with a double. And Lyle Riley looks like a base hit up the middle, but no. Torres makes the play, and Odor thought that it was going through. And Torres couldn't make the play in time at first, so Lyle Riley gets called safe. But Odor thought the ball went through into center field. He tried to go to home. Heads-up play by Luke Voit at first to get the out at home. And Sanchez is going to throw out Lyle Riley, trying to get greedy a little bit, trying to get to second base. So now we go into the bottom of the 9th here with Jose Leclerc nursing a 7-5 lead. And we know that Leclerc has been a little bit bipolar again this season. He was the same way in year number 2. Year number 1 was a very good year for him. But again, in this appearance for Leclerc, he's starting off shaky yet again as Gary Sanchez gets a double into right field. Luke Voit hit the home run earlier, and a clutch pitch here to get the second out of the bottom of the 9th inning. Aaron Hicks up to bat, gets a base hit right past LeMahieu. Gallo's got to come up with a strong throw. He does, and that's going to hold the runner at third. That's exactly what we wanted to do, is get a strong throw in. So we got runners on the corners here. The runner on first base is the tying run. Brian Goodwin represents the winning run for the Yankees should they hit a 3-run home run. But this makes it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more dicey here, as a wild pitch is going to put the tying run onto scoring position. The winning run represents Brian Goodwin, and we're going to put the winning run on. I know, questionable decision here, right? But he's first base. He's at first base, right? A home run, you're going to lose anyway. Might as well put the guy on with 2 outs, get a force out at any base at all. A weak tapper, you can go to home, ground ball up the middle, go to second, third base, touch third. Anything that can happen on the ground, you basically have secured the win. So this is a clutch situation for us right here, right now, guys. This is like going for it on 4th and 1, right? This is it. Okay, this is it. So we've got a good matchup here with Leclerc and Andujar. I like the righty on the righty versus the righty on the lefty, which would have been Leclerc and Goodwin. So we get a 1-2 count here. We do get the ground ball. LeMahieu could have tagged the runner at third, and we are going to just flip over to second base. And the Rangers, guys, pretty questionable play call. You could argue that, but we got the job done. We got the out we wanted. We got the ground ball we needed. And the Rangers are going to sneak away a game from the New York Yankees. So, guys, I will see you in the next one later on during the week. Leave a like if you like this thing. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that red button for subscribe. And as always, go Rangers and peace.
The winning pitcher is Shelby Miller. His record is now 7-4. The loss goes to James Paxton.